Hi, everybody. Kind of an exciting start or headline I want to get to. And notice on the right, cold pattern change ahead. Dun, dun, dun. The timing of exactly when is a bit up in question, but growing confidence, I think, that we will eventually get out of this mild weather pattern. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill, 8:40 on this Monday morning, putting this forecast together to you from the studios here at KGW TV in downtown Portland. The story today, I mean, if you looked outside, most of us are already seeing sunshine. Gorgeous Monday. And over on the left, mostly dry days until Friday. Friday's when our next front starts to kick up developing rain during the day. So that forecast is still in check. We talked about this yesterday. You can see the broad areas of surface high pressure here. East winds currently to about 26 miles per hour, gusting out to Troutdale. Otherwise, winds are light. So I don't really have any changes. The big story again here this week is just really nice weather through Thursday and developing rain on Friday. But I want to spend more time talking about growing confidence that we, in fact, are going to get into a cold pattern change. So I showed you this yesterday. The fact that most models, and this is still true this morning, believe that there is a good chance that the month of February will actually average out to be below normal temperature wise for the pattern or for the period, pardon me. And that the European model still likes getting around February 13th some snow on the ground. The timing on this has been back and forth a little bit. Not all models show this. We talked about this yesterday. Here's what's new, okay? So this is the American GFS model, and it shows we get a cold batch of air like we haven't seen so far this year come down into us a week from this coming weekend. So this would be Sunday, June, Sunday, January 19th. So far this winter, all the cold air shoots have been coming down out of Canada across the upper Rocky states, upper Midwest, and then into the east. I mean, it's snowing in Washington, D.C. this morning. So this would be the first time this winter we get a big chunk of cold air that's more zeroed on the western half of the U.S. to the tune of some 10 to 15 degrees below normal. Not all models show this, but the American GFS model does. Again, this is a week from this coming weekend, Sunday, June 19th. Now, the same model, the American GFS model that shows the cold weather coming down, also positions a low pressure center to a spot that would eventually ignite accumulating valley snowfall to the tune of 3 to 8 inches on the ground. This is not so much an east wind event as it is cold air coming out of the Gulf of Alaska, that the air mass itself, even with a westerly wind, would support some accumulating snow. And eventually, going into that Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday following the 19th, we'd get a low that would come in and set to our south, and the east wind on top of that would absolutely favor snow. But again, all models do not show this, only the American GFS model. But what we're seeing as forecasters, and the main messaging here, is that there are growing little hints, growing little pops on different models that eventually, the back half of January into February, we'll get into a colder weather pattern. All right, this is brought to you by the Momentous Wealth Podcast. Listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify, select a variety of topics meant to educate you on investment topics. Should be a new one dropping here pretty quickly, I think, from the team at Momentous Wealth Management. All right. So I mentioned the GFS model shows that cold weather and possible snow in the valley a week from this coming Sunday. Well, here's that Sunday, June 19th on the European model. And it does show a weather system offshore, but it does not really bring the cold weather into the Northwest. It too brings the cold weather across the upper Rocky Mountains and upper Midwest, which is kind of what we've been seeing. But I do want to keep playing this. Here's Tuesday the 21st. This will be cool and wet weather, but not snow into Wednesday the 23rd. But notice how active it stays. And eventually, we get into some noticeably colder weather. This is Sunday, January 26th. And then there's a break. And then after that, it stays a little bit warmer. So none of that on the European model looks like snow, but it does come. Again, here's Sunday, the 26th of January, with some colder active weather. So let's check one more item here on the European flow map. This is the upper level flow pattern. That was a surface I just showed you. Here's a 500 millibar flow at 18,000 feet. And this is starting on Thursday, the 16th. So here's some cold weather. See the blue contour? That's the polar jet just to our north. So this does bring in cold weather on the European model. Again, that weekend that the GFS model likes snow, that would be a week from this weekend. But look at how quickly we ridge. Here is Sunday the 19th, and now we've got cold air that's clearly jumped east of the Rockies. We're ridging and warming up and drying out. Again, no snow, but here's a colder system that comes in on Wednesday, the 22nd. I don't think it'd be snow, but it would be chilly weather. Again, here's a cold system. I don't think it'd be snow, but it'd be cold weather on Friday, the 24th. Here's one more system. I don't think it'd be snow, but it'd be chilly and wet on the 27th. So while the European doesn't bite on cold and snow like the GFS model does a week from this weekend, it does show a colder back half of the month than what we've been seeing, which would lead to more and more of these systems producing heavy snow below Cascade passes and more days with highs in the low to mid 40s as opposed to upper 40s and 50s, which is what we have been seeing. So even that alone would be kind of a cold weather pattern change, right? Okay, there's Gearhart by the Sea camera looking at Tillamook Head. This is again this morning coming up on 9 a.m. We have cleared out most areas. Still cloudy in Hood River. There's Cathedral Ridge Winery. Still some snow on the ground over in Sun Valley. But look at the cameras. There's some cloudiness in Sisters from Aspen Lakes Golf Course. But here on the west side, just gorgeous sunshine. Three Rivers Golf Course up in Kelso, Longview, downtown Portland. Look at the inn at Otter Crest in Lincoln County. There's some clouds over in Warm Springs from the Canita Hot Springs Resort. So I hope you can enjoy today. It's 31 and clear up at Timberline. This is an old image on the left. That's current. Clear skies over Mount Hood. Meadows 34. Government Camp, all dry, sunny, 33, mainly just wet. Santiam, Willamette is at 32. All the passes will just become absolutely clean during the day today, with the Mount Hood forecast generally showing some sun and dry weather all the way through Thursday. And notice how we get a freezing level, or pardon me, snow level up to 8,000 feet developing on Tuesday. That means we're going to be getting into a temperature inversion. And that's the pattern that brings low clouds over Hood River, parts of the gorge, out into Pendleton and the Columbia Basin, and sets up gusty east winds. Modeling is suggesting that we get into some east winds coming out of the gorge as high as 40 miles per hour later tonight into the day on Tuesday. Here's the water vapor showing deeper moisture offshore. We're getting treated to some sunshine. The cloudiness you see off to the west in the Pacific, you see it here and here. We'll be getting some of this cloudiness coming in Tuesday afternoon, and we may or may not see some frivolous light showers overnight Tuesday, ending by Wednesday morning. Anything we would get would be mainly traceable amounts of scattered showers. If we don't get anything Tuesday, then we're definitely all dry until our next front comes in, and that will happen on Friday. East wind check. Here's the blue area. That's breezy east winds this afternoon to about 20, 25 in the gorge. Here are the winds in the green. There's 30-mile-per-hour winds popping in the gorge going tonight into Tuesday morning, and then that continues. But notice how the winds die down as we go into Wednesday. Otherwise, winds are all light in the coming days. And the light winds will lead to freezing temperatures at night in the coming days when we have some partly cloudy to clear skies. Let's go around the horn. These are early morning numbers, 46 down in Medford. This is all dry until we get to that rain chance developing on Friday. Pretty nice in Southern Oregon. Some cold nights, but daytime highs getting up into the 50s. Okay, let's take you to Bend. Going to be, they have clouds today. They expect sunshine tomorrow, some freezing nights, but all dry until rain chances develop mainly Friday evening, Friday overnight. So this is a really, really quiet forecast in terms of a lack of active weather between now and Thursday. Up in Seattle, should be a lot of dry time. Yeah, all dry until rain comes in on Friday. Overnight lows above freezing, daytime highs 40s to maybe even 50. Pretty nice. Pretty nice stuff, right? Here's our capital city of Salem. And I think there's a chance of temperatures very close to freezing in Salem tomorrow night and then again on Thursday. This shows in the 30s, but not freezing. So we'll see. Daytime highs 40s to about 50. There's that rain developing on Friday, but then we go dry for the upcoming weekend, if that's correct. And then here's Newport. Look at that, 56 today, 53 tomorrow, 55 Wednesday, 55 Thursday, rain on Friday. Let me show you North Bend's forecast. And as I show you the upper 50s in Wednesday and Thursday in North Bend and Coos Bay area, a reminder that when we get into these temperature inversions, which develop on Tuesday, that often leads to days that are partly cloudy to sunny and 50s to even near 60 along the coast, which is what this is saying, where the valley gets chilly nights and daytime highs usually no warmer than 50. So that's the setup for this week. There's that shower chance tomorrow night into early Wednesday morning. If that doesn't happen, then we'll be dry until rain develops Thursday. It doesn't look to be a strong system at this point. Maybe a quarter of an inch of rain, scattered shower, possibly lingering Saturday, back to dry on Sunday. I've got Portland because of east winds out of the gorge holding above freezing this week. But remember, if you live in a calm wind area and you're clear, like tonight into Tuesday morning, you'll at least be down into the mid 30s, if not seeing frosty conditions when you wake up Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. This has been your update, and we'll keep watching and tracking the potential of a pattern change that could lead to valley snow. For now, I'll say thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.